is that with, and OpTic have shown us their recovery factor time and time again at this event.
Perfect, I want to expand on that, but we are live. There's no waiting around. Welcome to the grand finals. It's OpTic on the defending side, and of course that means Loud will be on the attack. And we get to finally see what this looks like. Tangible results after all that theory crafting. All that chip damage. The absolute state of them, the walking wounded. You got Les, Sadak, and Aspas all now chipped down, and Crashies continuing to be a problem. And look how proactive they're getting in mid here as well. OpTic wanting to push a little further.
I love that as well. The smoke comes through just as there's no contact elsewhere. The
Sassy's
swing through market again. They're all so tagged up. Look at this, Victor for two.
He's playing further ahead, Victor, and yay, the combination deadly. And a flawless beginning for OpTic. Get things started, but that chip damage at the start, Crashies just did so much to them.
Absolutely massive. And actually, this is to consider. OpTic have had a terrible pistol round success ratio this event, and actually previously versus Loud. I mean, the only two they won were on Fracture, which was just...
Well, there's a reason.
We write that off.
There's a reason
right?
it's not in this meetup.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
They've commanded that respect. But let's also talk about this map here, because this should be a limited buyback in for Loud. I don't think we're going to see too much. I'm seeing a Frenzy and a Sheriff. If it starts going astray, we'll pay more mind. But we've seen OpTic on this map look really good. And actually, hold on, they're going for a little bit of a walkabout here. This is keeping my attention. There's already Aspas trying to be a nuisance, but handled well enough and not too much garnered off the back. So again, historically, when we look at this map, what have we seen from OpTic coming into this? The same question, I guess, then goes to Loud. Well, the big change is obviously very early on in this event, when Miles switched over to the Omen. It kind of set them up for, I mean, what we've just seen there, like a couple of small set pieces just to try and isolate a first blood, contest these orbs in particular. I think it might be a trend set in here. Again, a lot of fear around that one-way smoke outside A main. This time around, actually able to isolate Aspas, so it will take a little bit of a bite out of the execution here. Marv could get caught, but he resets off the smoke perfectly. Very nice. Composed for OpTic, and again, you look at Loud's expectations and wants from this round particularly. They're on that lighter purchase, so you're hoping for the best and probably expecting the worst, really. And maybe maybe get a couple of kills, force them to reinvest. But we've also seen the other look to OpTic to an extent, in my mind, as well, as that Ye got quelled. He got, really pushed down a couple of times, counted on some of his aggression a little bit here and there. So I do want to see how they look going forward, because I was really enjoying watching Loud play this earlier on. I got to catch back up on that, really spend some time going over it. And to me, Pancada was fantastic at being a threat and a nuisance. So again, that Marv Pancada battle going on the Omens, lovely concept in my mind. But now, still trying to make something happen here. And it is going to be cleaned up. So comfortable stuff for OpTic, not feeling too phased. And for Loud, going through the motions.
Interesting, and we have seen a few examples. Isolated instances, yes, but of Ye being played out of games, right? It's almost like the CNET effect, right? It's like, avoid where he is. Yep. Don't go where we know Ye's going to be. And again, all of that's very slow early round, just to identify where the operator is, or if there's any aggression. Obviously, I mean, the other big indicator is how reliant OpTic are on kind of setting up Ye. And these support systems, obviously, with Victor on other maps, but see if there's going to be any aggression here. It doesn't look as if, actually, any point of contest actually here from where Loud is set up, a much more traditional default. They will be noted. So no dash here, actually, even if he finds the kill. But
committed to it, and the swing's perfect. Sassy there just takes him out of the game very early, and does get a little bit of damage himself off the back, but he'll take that. And again, such an early pick. 1 minute 20 seconds still on the clock here for them to play with, but there is a double stack towards short, so that could be a conundrum to face. You can see Marv trying to fill the void. Pops himself up on short. Surely to be cleared.
Oh, this is good though. If he finds the kill, he can TP away, and then Victor can pick up the slack. They're actually going to flash in here.
Really like the engage on that, and Victor does deliver. It's Sadak gone down, and they're going to just peel away. That's dreamy stuff. And now, that early damage that came through towards Sassy actually becomes a problem. That's when your Spectres, your Marshals will actually do really well. Look at Aspas, look at Sassy. They are down lower on HP, so they've got to be a bit more cautious and be very careful with the next couple of steps, because OpTic have suddenly got a little bit more in the pocket now.
I mean, almost feels like an advantage. Aspas and Sassy down to 21 and 24 HP. Another tag coming through as well.
This is huge. Great work from Aspas to stem the bleeding on hand. Flash Victor wants to get a little feisty with it, and yeah, he does. Lovely work from Victor. Pancada's still standing though, and it is a 2v2, so this should be contained, but they're just so willing to fight on this one.
Oh, should come through now. Crashy should be able to find himself an upgrade though. If he doesn't find anything from Heaven,
timing's perfect! The timing's perfect from Infinite! And OpTic That's a beginning for the boys there. They will be loving that. Converting the bonus. That round should not have been theirs. The early chip damage, everything teeing them up to close down the round.
The sort of adjustment I was talking about. They're not afraid to get proactive. They're given 20 seconds to kind of formulate a plan. It comes through there and they do a ton of damage and find a kill on the back of that. Again, it's forcing Aspas to be a little more defensive on the entry. I mean, the timing here on the recon bolt as well is so important. To find that second kill from inside the smoke, it's just beautiful.
Are we going to get FNS popping off as well? I mean, the guy's already been hailed enough as, you know, that in-game leader, the brain of the bunch.
If he's fragging too, that's when it gets scary.
No, man, like, you don't need to have that in. Okay, hey, it's early days. All right, we've got a best of 5. We're going to just, you know, we're mellow. We're relaxed for now. We have a bit of a force up coming out. Maybe not. A little bit of something to it. But again, keeping it simple. We're going to go for that B piece already. You can see OpTic respecting that enough to sit deep on Boathouse, make them kind of work for their dinner. And information now does get revealed, but the gap already closed. So FNS going to try and find an angle, but the flash is very good, but it does catch up with Sadak as well. So for now, OpTic still holding from the backside. As Les is the only one to really connect so far for Loud, but they have at least got a step towards the site here. Backline's being addressed. Les, that's the big shot though. Pancada makes this almost feel possible as the upgrade comes in and Les has the spike not too far away. Can he find a singular fight though? He needs to avoid that for one. Uses the turret to try and close in towards the site. Gonna go for the plant. You've heard Mark too far away. He actually dips back in. Ultimate. He's gonna pop that down.
The madman.
This is madness from Les, 17 HP, and he is willing to throw us down 7 seconds. They have to make the move within it. A couple more, and they have to make the play. What does he do with this? The spam comes in, and the reveal. It's dealt with well, and OpTic play as a collective. There's no individual fights on that. They timed it nicely, good spacing, and they made sure that was converted. But you can see the danger in Loud in that round.
Absolutely. It's almost desperation to try and convert that. The damage is done, but almost a round too late here. Still on a 4-round deficit, but again, I credited Marv. Last time we saw OpTic play on Ascent, just his supportive utility. The smoke's the one way that comes down onto stairs. The paranoia towards lane, the timing is perfect. I mean, the only thing actually that kind of makes that more difficult is Sadak actually landing a perfect flash to force both players backside off of these angles.
And I think you heard a little bit of it in the last round as well. Yay, of course, upgrading to that operator, so that will be something now that Loud has to deal with. Keeping, I wouldn't say the back of the minds when it's Yay, it has to be the forefront. So less of the map will be freely accessible, but you can see the approach beginning towards that A site.
OpTic almost anticipating a set piece towards A here with FNS. He's got his utility basically invested to punish Aspas if he's looking to dash in either direction. And Marv actually playing close contact as well. Shadows traveling. Interesting though. He's got himself a deep smoke here.
Yeah, give himself a little bit of room to work with. But it is got a time limit on it, and you can see it literally tick over on the second. He has to pull back, flash through. Does get caught by it, but he's going to at least pop a smoke down, so he's buying time here. The turret not going to be able to do anything with this just yet. Les has to respect it. This is great stall work coming out from OpTic.
Yeah, actually Victor popping the ult as well, so it's really going to take a lot of the clock away, actually, from Loud. A little bit of a bait TP as well, but you should hear the reset on that nonetheless. This is getting a little awkward here because there's 4 players from OpTic now ready to greet this.
Loud just have to go back to basics, almost just a gun at the side, and Aspas going to show him how it's done, but he's taking a whole lot of damage. Sadak still stands and still finds work, but FNS deep tucked towards hell. They found Crashies. FNS on the site still doing work, and look who's remaining. Not Diablo himself in a 1v2. Pancada and Sassy, though, comfortable enough for a plant here.
He finds the kill. He's got the blade storm as well.
So he does, but we have to wait to see if that's a possibility. He's got to break his wrist if he wants it. Not going to happen. Sassy well composed, and we have to kind of... Let's talk about that round, because it felt like it changed hands a couple of times. On the first approach, it felt like, you know, Loud looking fine, and the stall work coming out from OpTic was great. But then the site take actually worked out still for Loud.
Sure, yeah, I mean, it's a shame, actually. Like I said, this setup here from FNS is designed, it's literally designed to stop Aspas from finding a safe dash towards Dice or towards Jen. And does a ton of damage. They unfortunately can't close that kill before he's already found the entry, right? So it's a real shame. And again, actually, Victor even popping his ult there, just preemptively to slow down the hit. Almost actually creates enough time for Loud to really reconsider their approach.
But great composure from Loud as well. Being able to re-engage like that after having so much thrown at you, beautiful work. But Yay wants to get a little bit of a map in his control. Yeah, he's going walkabout to the J. So of course it's going to work out well. Pancada going to have to just suck that one up. There's not much more to be said. But the spike's left at the top of the middle, and that worries me slightly. Marv now going to note more players Looking towards middle, Aspas going to pop knives out as well. And they have to kind of reconvene to get that spike back. They have to take a little bit of time to do so, just in case that Ye was lingering around potentially, but obviously not.
FNS is posted for this lockdown on B site. Actually on the other side, Sadak one away from his ultimate. I'm not sure he'll be able to retrieve it here, but that could be key considering Ye doesn't have a weapon here. He'll be left with just a classic in hand.
That'd be huge. Trying to clear out towards Wine. Probably the right call here.
Well, the conscious just because Ye's showing such deep presence.
You have to clear meticulously because you've lost a little bit of the information play. Now already Aspas going to get further ahead. There's a lovely flash to force Ye off the angle, and now Sadak at least get a step forward. That's gorgeous work from Aspas towards Mark. Ye still stands, and Ye delivering again and again. That's 3 already this round.
Left. They've actually got the lockdown here as well, so they can fully reset. Ye's done the damage here. They have a man advantage and the lockdown for the retake.
He still wants in. There it is. There's the investment.
Look at the time.
What can you do with this? 17 seconds. Plant's going to come in. Unless he's in such an annoying spot, has to make a run for it. Going to get himself out towards the backside of Wine, just about.
They've let them pass.
They have. Would like to get it halfway. FNS on guard duty, going to get one. He's not stopping. Ye is not stopping! Come hell or high water, El Diablo will always be dangerous. This guy pops the knives, gets hyper-aggressive at the start, sits super deep on the side. How do you close him down when he's in that form?
But he dials back perfectly. Literally the perfect timing to pull away from this. And 2 crucial kills here. And like I said, FNS comes through with a lockdown at that point. 20 seconds left on the clock. It's borderline an unwinnable round for Loud.
So let's take a step back, right? We've had a couple of rounds, a couple of gun rounds coming in. We've seen the pistol. We've seen a little bit of a sample platter of what's potentially to come. Let's talk bigger picture, because this is a weird buy. There is a hero rifle coming out and a couple of Guardians, so we will pay mind to it. But I do also take stock of what we've seen so far, because we're sitting at quite a commanding scoreline here.
We are, but this for me, this last round was another example where OpTic's big win condition, right? It's finding these free first bloods, untraded. It gives them time to set up. There you go to plan B, plan C in some of these rounds, and that's where they've really excelled this event, honestly.
Now it looks like maybe Loud are exploring new options. We've seen some very site-centric hits, very dedicated towards A. Now we've got a little exploration towards the middle, but it could be because his purchase is far from perfect. So again, it looks like a little exploration. We saw this against OpTic before, and it did work, but it did seem as though OpTic, of course, do have next layers to this. And already information aplenty. Not ideal, but already going to try and close in. Less happy to lead this as of Aspas with him. They've got a good surround on the side, but they're not yet quite breaking in to be able to get that spike down, and there's still 3 players potentially to clear.
So, but it's a 5v3. They have the advantage here to play trades, and crashes will be called upon. He's actually going to get pinged out.
It's an absolute shutdown, though. FNS and Ye looking comfortable. Give them just enough room. As Ye still backside. The composure of every piece of this. They were knocking on the door. They were halfway in the site, and OpTic look unfazed by it.
Almost like crashes falls, and it's almost like that's the plan, right? We come through, we just lay one up to be taken, and Victor's there once again with great utility. The flash coming through is perfectly timed for that swing from backside. Loud. I mean, if I was going to say, the timeout should be coming pretty soon, because I'm not seeing anything tangible that they can hold on to here to apply to a different round, Lauren.
Right, so what have we seen work against OpTic on this map? Because they haven't been flawless in the past. Here, let's roll our minds back to any of the games we've seen either at this event or leading into this event. What have we seen work against them? Obviously, the notable one would be Ye being controlled here, but we haven't just seen Ye doing those sort of things. That was one example of a very good round, of course, but bigger picture, how can you address what's going on here? Because again, it looks like Loud don't have answers yet. No,
and I think if we look back to the previous, the second half was what basically decided Ascent, right? That was obviously OpTic coming out with an advantage in the first, and I won't say it took Loud a little longer to get online in the first half, particularly in their attack. It felt a little flat, I'll be honest. It was actually defense where they were to dig their heels in, play really, really solid site holds, and that was what OpTic struggled with. Here, the concern for me is that I haven't really seen Loud come into this with a breath of fresh air. They haven't really come and applied anything new to this just yet. And again, already we're seeing the right movements from OpTic to kind of take the bite out of Aspas on some of these hits. Yep. Again, the adjustment of utility on the side of FNS and the way in which they're playing around, burning up this 10 seconds, and then it comes through with a flash, a paranoia or something. OpTic are ready to re-aggress at exactly the right time.
I mean, even just on the scoreboard alone, FNS 10-2,
I mean, that's
10-2. This is almost beyond the point. And again, crashes are 1-3, but again, keep in mind the amount of damage you've done. Exactly, he has been present every round. On the other side, I don't think anyone's above 5 kills yet. They have been just not quite finding what they need. Again, the economy's been fantastic now for OpTic. They're starting to really build a bank, and the lovely high flash. Look at that. Victor sets himself up for success, but it's marred by his side. Who's going to get the 2 kills? IceBox and Sadek. And a little switch up of pace here coming off the back of that tactical timeout. They're going to just turn the screws on him.
They're taking the fight right back to them. And OpTic demonstrated they're happy to go hunting on the defensive side. Yes, it's marved, they lose, but it's 2 kills on the back of it. And it's IceBox again. The tip of the spear for Loud. Yeah, now going to be in a position once this round slows down a little bit, he can post up and should be rewarded with a kill. Is he going to hold back towards mid? As Loud are going to drift as 3 towards B main. But again, they've got bodies in the right place. Once Loud creeps through here, and it's going to have to be slow, they have to pass Ye and this utility.
But I still have the fact that it's FNS who's filling the void on short here, right? He's keeping so much information, allowing Ye to be a little bit freer to be able to kind of get there. Sees potentially 2 there, I think. Sussy and maybe less, both noted. Left. So that's enough to pull everyone over anyway. FNS can still hold mid in case there's a late rotation or something happens. But again, look at the time being bought here. The clock is an opponent for OpTic in this, and they are just playing it perfectly. Shot goes astray for Ye, but it's fine. He's still holding position. Pressure. It's going to be the crossfire that holds, and it's so resilient. OpTic are playing a near-on flawless game here, Mike, and this is something I did not expect. I thought Loud could be disruptive, be a nuisance, be a problem, be explosive, bring that Brazilian style, and right now they're being folded.
Just, again, they come through, like I said, they lose Marv, but it's 2 kills, and it's 2 massive kills for them. And the thing is, FNS has his utility covering mid, he's covering short, then he has the nano swarms basically on Ye's contact. This is the late round contingency here for OpTic. As soon as he finds contact in B main, even if Ye misses that shot, 2 nano swarms are going to buy so much time for that rotation to come through.
I'm waiting for the answer, because 7-1 is condemning. And I do want to talk about what this implies now for the greater run of things now when we look at that best of 5, because I think this map was a bit of a swing map. A lot of people having confidence here in Loud on this map, looking like a firm, I guess, pillar of their game plan. And if this is the form that OpTic are coming out with, that changes a little bit here. However, it's not over yet. A double walk on A.
Flash through.
Pangada. That's a tee up. That's going to be fine. Finds Victor, wants another. He's so ready for a mob. That's well enough here, but FNS going to hear this cross. But he knows there's a trap on the other side. He's so aware of this, man. He's got 2! How do you get 2 off of that? Oh, he's just absolutely unleashing today. That's 2 big kills. That's going to keep this round somewhat feeling safer as already Crashy's closing in. Going to take the spike away from them. And it's just IceBox left in a 1v2, and it's not happening. It's A1. This scoreline is just running away from them.
They're getting absolutely shut out here. I mean, I came back to what I was saying earlier. There's nothing tangible that Loud can apply from any of these rounds that OpTic haven't got an answer for. Again, we've got a total switch up here of the way in which they're looking to hold on to short. Yes, a little bit of a fumble from Victor with the flash, but Marv good for the trade. They never, ever feel as if it's slipping through their fingers.
This is scary.
Terrifying.
A1's scary.
This is terrifying.
This is, the beast that makes the noise in the night. This is the big worry now, because
well, just to put it in perspective, round 10 last time, it was 5-5.
Yeah, a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit different.
A little bit different. Man, what have they been coming up with in the lab? OpTic have been working. And do you know what? This, people question, the North American work ethic when it comes to esports especially. They critique it time and time again, but these boys have been putting in hours. You could see it so clearly, so credit to them already for this.
I think they had a really early reality check at this event, and it's actually paid dividends for them.
It's a huge wake-up call. For now, though, it looks like Loud trying to make something happen on short, but again, look at the read. It is unfathomably good. How are they reading this so well? OpTic are so in their heads, and Loud have to back away. What are you going to do? You're stuck in a halfway choice. You might get detained if you're not careful. They do get out in time. But again, the time purchased, we're down to 40 seconds now. They read the whole game plan. They're going to hear all of it. It was a lot of utility burnt up, but right place, right time. And I'm surprised they swung a player over off the back of that. They might start doing that now as a lot more utility comes in. FNS will be suppressed, but he's still fine. He seems to be good for at least one at this point. So ready on the side, Flash comes in, Victor goes through, does his best impression. Oh, I thought he had two there, not to be. They keep their lives. Aspas still standing. Player tucked towards hell is Marv. Gets himself out, has a little look. Does he see anything for now? And look at who's waiting. Yay, has a couple of options. Takes one.
10 seconds left.
Player with him in the 2v2. Sprays in, it ain't clean, but the swing from Crash. He's trying to capitalize on the time, but that's a little uncomfortable, and Loud stabilized for just a second.
It gets really chaotic there. It's almost like Marv actually has the get out of jail free card there. I'm not sure if he was looking to cancel his TP, maybe in timing with Ye in heaven. Unfortunately, it crumbles there. Again, it doesn't feel comfortable.
Nope.
That's not something that I think Loud can come back to, because we're just going to see another switch up on the defense here. Again, this could be the one where Ye's going to dig a little deeper in mid, because there's been space to find. OpTic have actually towed the line. They haven't really dipped their toes yet.
We had one round of Ye going exploring, but now this could be the next look at it, right? Because he's got the supporting act there. He's got FNS by his side. You can have that swing player on short, and FNS tries to walk mid.
Walking mid?
Nah, not going to happen. He had so much faith in Ye, but the angle was just a little bit too deep. So at this point, he has to fall back. He is left down on minimal HP. And Ye gets left a little bit to his own devices.
That's key, though. If FNS is the first to fall in this sort of game plan. But actually, Ye's backfilled this. He's on the other side, and look at them. They're ready to post up.
No way, the underhand! A little gift sent from the gods! Victor and Marv went out on the extremity. They've read the play so well. The spike gets dropped, and Marv still sticking around. Backs away to buy time, but Ye's already leading us. Well. Ye's flanking them already. Ye is backfilling this one. Another underhand goes in. Marv is just playing the clock right now, buying more and more time for Ye to close in. Step by step, he's even going to commit to wine. He's committing to wine on this. Sadak, Aspas have to clear this, because look who's lurking. It's going to be Ye from the back lines, and he's still finding shots, and he's still being a problem. As only one stands, and it's Aspas, and he does not feel safe. He has players just about everywhere. He would have to go hero mode if he wants to save this round.
It's just beautiful to watch. And now Aspas, like I said, in an unwinnable position here. The 1v3, not even going to find the first hurdle. Ye will close it out. What a round from OpTic. Again, they find actually pressure on the other side of mid, and they still decide to re-explore it. And look at the reward. I mean, they are literally reading Loud down to a T. And the timing of this re-aggress as well.
Spike down.
Unbelievable. This is really something to watch.
OpTic literally have their finger on the pulse right now. Loud can find nothing across the map.
No, it's shut out. Doors are closed. Go on, boys. It's getting late. 9-2. This is map 1. We will discuss what this means for the bigger picture if it closes out in this similar fashion. There's always a chance for Loud to pull that scoreline back in, but this half has not shown us any indication of that. However, I like this fast mid adjustment. It looks like FNS is ready again. He's in the right place, right time for it, and they just don't expect it. He's still dealt with Sadak. He turned away from Aspas, but now the lockdown is going to come in, and yeah, he's going to over push, and he does go down. Great trade from Aspas, who is the only one trying to do this right now for Loud. Putting in a great performance. 3 of them still alive. It's Crashies and Marved on the other side. HP's a little low, but they have the numbers. One goes in. Oh, the snap from Crashies! Someone check on that man's wrists. It's Sassy now. The spike has to do it all on his own, and the information play coming in. Sassy, though, he's closing in. A nice amount of HP to work with, but he's still got a chance in this. They have no idea where he's at right now. They've set up the crossfire. Does it hold? Sassy walks in. He's found, and OpTic are looking formidable. A 10-2 half is exceedingly impressive.
Marv again from the backlines, a carbon copy here for this B site retake. The one-way on lane. Crashes goes huge to find his first 2, but the paranoia comes through, and it doesn't allow a 1v1 to present itself from Sassy. It's so huge, so huge.
I need Loud to wake up. I need them to get a fire burning underneath them. Desk, what do you think they need?
I can't wait to hear about what you guys have to say, what they need, but it just feels like every time we're at Reykjavík, Ice and Doug, there is something in the air for North American teams. There's a bit of magic here for them.
Yeah, there are a lot of things going very well for OpTic. You start off right at the beginning, they won the pistol. They struggled in pistols against Loud in their last dance. This is already a big change, and then if you take a little bit of a trip down history lane with OpTic particularly, they don't lose rematches, right? They didn't lose their rematch to the Guard.
Yeah.
They didn't lose their rematch to Xersha, and now this.
Yeah, and I also have to point out FNS is just fragging. This guy is a monster. And I always like to say this, when your IGL is fragging, that means he has the pulse on the game. He knows what is going on. The amount of reads that you see this guy make are unbelievable. The preemptive lockdowns, there's so much going well, and I think it all starts from this guy on your screen.
I completely agree. I mean, you saw it in the game against DRX. You saw it in the game yesterday against Zeta Division 2. When FNS has his finger on the pulse, he can just take over. And it doesn't mean necessarily he does it, but you have these little set plays where it just works gorgeously.
Yeah, I mean, this round, for example, there's a drone following up when they clear that with a flash. So gorgeous. Just wipe the floor with it, and then FNS comes in with the perfect timing as well to clean up the round. The following round as well, I mean, a couple rounds later, Ye has his knives, and he's updrafting, gets put in that position because Marv is flashing early. They have a bunch of, I mean, obviously it pops off, but there's these moments where they're just going for this early aggression, and it's working out in dividends.
I mean, you said this when we were watching the game, Bala, but there are things that OpTic are bringing to the table we haven't seen before.
Sure. Yeah, there's a couple mid flashes that Victor's throwing that are new. I mean, there's a lot, I think, especially just the way that FNS is playing with the setup.
They won 1 round on attack last time, but they barely need any more than that. I think this is going to be doable for them.
Well, they will need just a couple, right? Just a couple there, Sideshow. Let's toss this back to Pansy and Hypoc and see how this game is going to be closed out.
It's the ultimate question, isn't it? Does it go with this kind of landslide that we've seen already from OpTic? Or can there be that spark to ignite Loud? I want to see more resilience. I think most of us have actually enjoyed a very perfect approach to the defensive side for OpTic. I think as just a fan of the game, you'll love that half. But I want resilience. I want a little bit more magic from that Loud side. I want them to wake up.
This will be the time to do it. Flip this pistol round back. Said they did win both pistols last time, but concede in the first half. Got to right their wrongs now. Aspas looking to get a little feisty, actually, towards mid.
Marv's waiting for this.
I think in position to greet any sort of aggression, maybe on the back of this B main contact to see if anybody looks to backfill OpTic.
It's just how long do you hold that? Because it's not just him there, right? You've got Victor as well, kind of leading that A side. So it is just this 3-man play, so it's a lot to pull over.
Victor over here with a flash as well.
Yeah. So we'll see what the actual game plan is.
Oh, you can see Pancada just...
Pancada, do you know what's on the other side? That's beautiful from Pancada.
Cover going huge kill.
Massive kill, because it looked like the rotation was the intention, as they're going to be leaning around towards that tree side. 4 of the players now for OpTic, working their way through. And Loud shutting the door, and they say, well, none of what they're trying to sell. Aspas going to keep them busy, going to fall away to a safer angle. As OpTic, what are you up to, Marv? You're getting real dangerous on this, and this is a shutdown. Loud waking up, and that is what we need to see. 4 standing, a good read, no over peaks, no over pushes, no falling foul to little traps. That is what the doctor ordered.
It's a composure here on the side of Loud. You can see Aspas considering. I mean, you throw the Sheriff into the pistol round, you're looking to make that work early on, but again, Marv just looking to bait a little bit with the TP here. It's unfortunate. But nonetheless, Loud with the underwater watch party. But they get the pistol. Great start here, but mountains to climb to come back into this.
Not underselling that by any means. It is a long road back in, but a capable side. If you're only just seeing them now, you've missed a hell of a lot, but they are damn good at what they do, Loud, so give them a moment. Let's watch how it looks. Pancada going to get first contact, and also just going to claim the scalp of Ye.
Marv actually does steal it back again. That's a little bit of a bait here, but
Nice.
sets it up perfectly.
That's it. That's lovely. Cleaning up on the flawless in that second round here on the second half. Get a couple of bits and pieces maybe. Nothing too much to write home about. And now we go into the real round. Now we did have the conversion of bonus before, so this is something they've got to be eyeing up themselves as well.
And Josh, even though it actually Loud started with 4 unanswered rounds in the second half of the previous showing. Can they convert here? 3 Spectres, a Marshal and a Bulldog. Doesn't look as if maybe a little bit of aggression towards mid here from Shaw. Just looking to post up Aspas with that Marshal. And if he comes online here, now could string together.
For me, it's Pancada as well. Watching their last game, I think he was instrumental in it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely loved how he looked in that. So I want to see a bit more of it. It looks like he's starting to warm into this as well, so good enough for me. That's a tick in the box. Sassy trying to get good start. We'll force Yay back a little bit as well.
Last time, actually, Pancada went 12-4 on their defensive half, so he was instrumental.
I mean, this guy is truly an anchor on that A site as well. He's got a lot of weight on your shoulders, a lot about intuition, holding that A-long push. You've got to feel out the timing, not overextend, but not to be too passive. Call the rotation when you need it. Is a tough job to do. So for him, looks like he's going to tuck himself into wine this time. As we look at OpTic going through the motions of this default. Just exploring, see if they can deal with any of the early aggression, run through some utility, try and draw some out, and pull that rotation away from where they want. So it looks like the A side will be their eventual goal and anything changes, so we will have to see what Pancada can do. Sadak on the other side as well, but time being bought for rotation. A little bit of exploration towards middle here from Yay.
Perfect flash coming through from Sadak as well.
Oh, that's nice. He double dips.
30 seconds left.
And seeing nothing is big, Mike. They see nothing there, so now they can maybe lean right back towards B, or at least give the call of support, because Yay, he's over-pushing this one. Has a look towards CT, and Les is now down, so it does seem as though they've broken through on the side. They pulled the rotation just perfectly. Marv going to catch this as well. Sadak, do you check it? Nah, not a shot. Pre-fire, almost from Marv there. What do you do on the way back in? Pancada's got a Bulldog, I guess. The rest, not so equipped. Okay, no, it's fine. Apparently, the Marshall is good to go. My bad. I'll never doubt it. And it does become a little possible. It's this mid-fight to me, right? Marv looks so on the money for it. He seems super aware of this possibility. And how does Pancada approach it? Obviously, none the wiser to what's behind him. And yeah, it's going to be the reveal. Beautiful work from Marv. His patience is paying off. Composed, calm, but they have slipped through. So now FNS just going to feel the burden, the brunt of it all. He's gone down. Now Marv's starting to sweat bullets. He's got to get back to sight. And oh, Sussy! He's got the time on the defuse. They just get across the line, doing right back to OpTic what they did to them.
I mean, there's such a key engagement there between Pancada and Marv. I mean, it defines the round ultimately. As soon as Marv shows his hand, they know that they can isolate this 2v1 on site.
And they sped up quickly for it.
Oh, yeah. It was the green light. As soon as that engagement comes through. I mean, you can see Aspas almost considering taking this engagement right here from Switch. Oh, Sassy actually comes off with a perfect time.
Oh, man, the Brazilian fans. You gotta love to see it.
It was the same as I just want that noise pumped in here.
Honestly, I'll take it. Sadak this time. He's going to be the one to deal with a whole lot. If he swings too wide, he's fine! It's 3! Oh, it just slices them apart. And OpTic going to lose much of the potential of this round. Maybe if they wanted to get a little bit more away from Loud. Not going to be the case. FNS, yeah, you've threaded the needle a little bit, but... Have I told you a story about the 1v4 with FNS
I'm all
and
ears.
friends?
I am all ears.
Well, it's crazy. It starts off, he like threads through tree, right? And then he goes up towards kind of, you know, the rafters on the other side.
Does he get Aspas first?
Well, you think he does, but actually, it's Pancada. I'm lying. It is Aspas, of course. And then he gets the operator, kills him. And then it just, you know... It wasn't this round, of course.
It's
it
the
was
next
actually in a different game. But it is 10-6. It's allowed doing exactly what is needed. That round was kind of dealt with very early on with that 3K that came out. All possibility just nullified. So, now we look at the real deal, right?
I'm having deja vu. There's 4 unanswered rounds here to start the second half. OpTic actually going to pump the brakes now, call a timeout. Rightfully so. We're expecting a little bit of a pace change, maybe an adjustment here, lean heavier on an all-in sight execute. Because again, it's almost feeling pretty similar to the first half. There's not an awful... a lot of tangible information here that OpTic have to act upon. I mean, they're not comfortably finding these first engagements.
Sure.
And then actually following on from that, not comfortably winning them either. So yeah, whether or not, I mean, Yay actually still opting to ride through with the rifles. I mean, the economy's not there with how this has gone so far to support an operator. Ultimate's just about coming online now. FNS 2 off the lockdown, Victor 2 away, and Yay 2 off as well. Well, not Crashes is actually going to be the one to open things up with the Hunter's Fury here. To wait and see, but definitely expecting a big change coming out of this time out here.
We have to just ask the question, do OpTic have the chops to be able to identify problems on the fly like this? This is a tough, question to be asked. There's not an easy answer to much of this. And for Loud, it's still resilience. As much as, yes, we have seen 4 on the trot, they're still a couple rounds behind OpTic here. So it's, again, the moment of can Loud actually close this out now? Can they pull that scoreline right back or even? We have to wait and see, because so far, it does look like they are certainly on course for it. Nice reveal. Gonna find 2 of them there. Note the position early on.
It'll slow things down as well. I mean, I'd counter that with where OpTic have looked best is having to problem solve, troubleshooting. Again, FNS, the backbone of that sort of equation, to be honest with you, but we've got to see it here. I mean, this would be a fumble to allow another buy round conceded here, and it will bring Loud within touch distance in my eyes.
Absolutely right, Les. It's going to be you and Pancada just try and deal with what's coming your way. Quickly dealt with on the first. Jay going to work his way in towards the site. And now you've got to look at the second string to this. The people behind Ye. Does he? Ye actually found Sadak there. I thought they might have noted him slipping through, or at least kept it in mind, but it wasn't the case at all. He's still being a nuisance. 2 up towards the rafters, and ASPAS trying to clear through, but you can see the nuisance this man is, and Ye won't stop. Just ripping them apart. And now 2, Pancada and ASPAS still alive, but where are they and what can they do with this? 1 by tree, 1 towards rafters. Operator to hand, and they need more than this. They need that springboard suppressed again. So few options. It looks like they're on the verge of giving this one up at this point. Ye still prowling around, gets found. Can there be an answer back in?
No
yes!
way.
Pancada's found another! And
No way!
Pancada! That is the Loud you got to be worried about. That's the team that are never done in these scenarios. The defuse comes in, it's 7 for Loud. And they are right back in the game, Mike.
That's a tough blow. I almost feel like OpTic had that again. They're so cautious, so hesitant here. Once this post plant slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
And Jaeger is huge for them as well. There's so much damage, and he's actually holding back this entire Heaven push solo.
Yes, yes. That was like, what, 2-3 players at one point.
Pancada again, man.
He's a nasty little player, Pancada.
Well, the crazy thing is they have the power, and I think it's actually burnt up so early there. So that's literally just coming back in completely dry. Like nothing to work off. There's no dash.
It was
There's no cloud
one
burst.
pick on Ye,
Exactly.
and that was it. And it's just like, oh, okay, so we're going to fall to pieces. And now they've broken the money enough that OpTic are going to be on very little this round, so you've got to imagine it's 8. So again, that scoreboard just closing in and closing in. And ASPAS closing down. Ye tries to get aggressive, keeps his life, 3 HP, gets out of there. Just wants to play his life at this point. Give him a second to breathe. As OpTic were desperate to close down on it, but it wasn't going to be allowed. A bit of a swing on short. That's information, unless doesn't overstay his welcome.
This is why that previous round was so important. Again, this is the one where the Blade Storm's burnt up. It's really actually going to throw OpTic's ultimate cycle off kilter here. Conceding that buy round now. Sassy slips away. ASPAS still posted up with the operator, so not really feeling any pressure just yet. Other than that.
Other than that. Well, OpTic, you're not meant to be doing this right now.
And 3 HP on ASPAS. This is really concerning now.
It is, but it's still an operator. And we know what the law is. Doesn't matter the HP, you can still do as much damage as possible, but it is a 2v2.
Problem is, Tommy could find the kill.
Tommy really could. Tommy becomes the 3rd man of the team. So maybe it is a 3v2, and maybe it doesn't matter because Marv is holding that cross and ASPAS. Oh, it's not even Tommy. It's not even Tommy who does it. OpTic, 0 right in that round to pull that off.
No, and even yes, I mean, finding the kill with the operator off crashes, it's noted then. It's almost like the later that comes, the better for Loud in that scenario. Almost allowing them past, forcing the plant, and then being in a position to really stabilize on the way back in. But, I mean, actually, considering the run Loud have got, look at the finances behind this. Like I said, it does throw OpTic's ult cycle off kilter a little bit. They do still have victors to work with. Blade Storm, Hunter's Fury, and the TP on the other side for Pancada. Can OpTic find map point now?
I have the spike.
Little trade out of info. Picked up. Waiting patiently on the other side. Does have support, so he's not alone in this.
Flash.
No intention behind it, but Sadak trying to bait out the look towards short in case there was that follow-up.
Key thing here as well is Victor that they know on the other side, right? So they're almost anticipating potentially an A hit, but you don't want to over-rotate. If that null command gets popped, you must want to be giving it up. Especially considering you have the Hunter's Fury, you can play from distance here and completely mitigate that risk. But Sassy is all the way over towards B right now. He's got the timing to find it, but whether or not actually, as I say, yeah, the rotation comes through. I was considering if OpTic were to try and plant the seed, sell a fake here, but how and are going to get sent through?
Did he catch Sadak? No.
No.
Sadak's fine. That's a huge issue. He can just spam this cross if he wants to. At least a bit of damage as well towards Victor. Not a great deal, but it's Pancada, it's Aspas who are the back line, who are unrelenting and unmoving. Look at them. Again, Crashy's just outswings him, takes down Aspas. Sassy still holds it good together as Crashy's now left in a very tough scenario, 13 seconds, and you've got a player behind you as well. Crashy knows that this is not going to be comfortable. Hunter's Fury's going to come out, 7 seconds now. He's got to try and play the game. He can tank at least one hit if he has to, but the door breaks! He takes down less, but I think he's out of time on this. It's done for. It's run down. The clock was his biggest opponent in the end.
Stay taut as a bowstring.
Sassy buying just enough time there with the Hunter's Fury, but again, like you said, it's just noting that Sadak isn't caught with this paranoia. I'm not sure what the exact intention is, whether or not the angle was just to avoid and maybe catch towards heaven, because it's kind of diagonal across generator. Slight switch up there, and actually it does punish OpTic.
11-8.
Yes, it's traded, but look what Ye did last time, holding that heaven retake.
1 round closer again. As soon as OpTic get one on the board, there is an answer back by Loud, correcting any mistakes, and maybe a pace change on this. A draw towards identifying this push out on main potentially. And this play, if they can speed it up on shore, would actually be very valuable. They'll be caught in a really uncomfortable position. It looks like Ye wants to try and do this, but it's going to be Aspas on the other side. He slipped through, they have no idea. Now they do. Aspas unleashes Fury, takes down Victor. Sadak denies Marved, and it's on Ye, who's somehow done the same. He spots one, I think he saw another, and it's Crashes in combination to find the 2 on the site. But with the spike left loose, they still need to readdress this. Get that back into process, back into hand, because Loud aren't far away.
FNS has got to make a move here. Yes, he's low HP, but he has to make something happen from this position.
Oh, too good, Aspas. Now they do at least get a spike back. You'd see the intention on the swing from Aspas, but he couldn't quite get there in time to crest the corner. But on the double dip, he does. Crashes goes down, and now it's just 1. Yay! And you bring your team back into this tap on the spike, and it's a shot in the back. There's nothing more to be said. It's 9 for Loud, and they are back in this game round by round. They are finding ways through. Look at that run.
What was it Josh said? I think Josh said OpTic got 1 round on their attack last time.
Yes, yes he did.
I'm having deja vu again.
Yep, yep.
I'm looking at the money as well, Lauren.
Oof.
Surely not.
Surely not, right? You're starting to get a little worried if you're OpTic, surely. At this point.
3 rounds ago.
Yeah, I know you were, but you got to have a little bit of that hopium in the game. But now you found no real solution that could be applied across the board, right? You had like a weird kind of win with an eco, and it was, again, it's not, you can't repeat it. So for now, no formula found, no answers given. And for Loud, it is step by step. And we said it was a marathon to come back into this game, right? A mountain to climb. They've got the climbing boots on, so they can get on the journey. Here, Marv gets a little bit deeper towards Mill, but it looks like he's already been seen, yeah. Ooh, still good for it, though. Marv can at least punish Aspas. A little pressure towards this B side, and this could be a big, quick hit just off the back of that pick alone. This could be the best chance that they've got at a round in a while, but time being bought already. You can see just at the back of the side, Les is still solid enough. The spray comes in. Sassy wants to help out desperately, but there's a problem. Marv, he's behind him. No, he's going to just unleash. Yeah, finds Sassy, swings in, finds another. Marv digs deep when they need it, but it's still a 2v2, and we've seen these have problems. And Carter still stands, who is the demon right now.
He's going to catch this audio cue, though. Marv's going to be expecting him.
You've got to look towards CT as well. Keep that built in the back of your mind. Who gets this shot? It's Marved. What a moment for this man. As Sadak now tries to find his way back in, and Crashes comes around on it. OpTic make it to 12, and it's off the back of Marved in this round.
What a play. The reposition. Pancada still considers the possibility, but that reposition from Marved is absolutely massive. The first hit, again, creates so much pressure. Gets the god timing on Sassy as well.
So slippery.
He is, just cannot catch a grip on him. Wow.
Beautiful. Okay.
They came into, what was that, 2 Guardians and a Spectre? So that's not a round OpTic should feel comfortable about.
No.
It requires Marv finding 4 kills from nothing.
Somehow slipping mid perfectly,
Well,
right?
he's caught by the alarm bot.
Yeah.
He tried to TP over the alarm bot. He's actually placed a little deeper towards steps, but...
It looked like Aspas had his number, but again, the Guardian just good enough with Marv, dealt with him well, and that just unlocked every possibility. I would say, though, we still have to once again boil this back. Now, Loud have been good enough to close this scoreline in. Now, I would say both of these teams could probably convert a round off of like one player's brilliance. I think that's a fair assessment of their capability here. However, I do want to keep my eye on the money, because I'm pretty sure that's going to become into question for Loud here as well, and what a bad time for that to become a problem for them.
I mean, it is considering the string of rounds they couldn't really stabilize, bank any of that throughout. OpTic were constantly doing damage. It was coming down to 1v1s, 2v1s, so lots of repurchases being forced through, but OpTic finally, after an eternity, find themselves here on map point on Ascent. And look at the buy for Loud. Spectre, Stinger, 3 rifles, light armor.
That's what I'm worried about.
Sadhack does have the ultimate. Les does have his as well. Makata still with that TP.
And already a tense game. This is only map 1. This is a best of 5. Strap yourself in. This is going to be a good day for VALORANT. We've got some great stuff coming up. I can only imagine what else is going to happen here. Is already OpTic and Loud putting on a beautiful performance for us. Yay. First man forward, happy to try and take the attention, but look at where the intention is over towards A. Spike into the pocket of FNS. And this once again puts pressure on the likes of Pancada. It's been good for it. He's got Aspas on this side as well this round.
Again, noting, that's a big indicator. It's almost planting doubt here, but the Aldrone on the other side going to force Pancada back. Should now be a much bigger indicator to Loud of whereabouts OpTic are positioned.
Are they going to get... No, I was wondering if they were going to get proactive on short to try and maybe deal with Ye potentially, because I just saw the rotation of Sadek, but it doesn't seem the case, as Ye's walking mid.
I think
they've pulled the rotation.
As if they pulled the rotation. They know it.
They have. I mean, Sadek did fall over with them, so Ye needs to be careful to not give away too much here, because he's such a thorn in the side. And this is just adding this paranoia to Loud. They're getting worried. The map's feeling smaller and smaller. It's all going to close in on them as OpTic now recalibrate. They look towards short as the way to go, and it's Aspas waiting. Only a Spectre, though. Has to make it work somehow. Spins in fast, tries to do some damage. Does get a bit of damage on Ye as well. Just going to try and fire it down, but it's crashing towards Pancada. The site should be open. Yes, there's a backfill of Sadek, but again, it's only a Stinger. This is not ideal at all. Loud going to have to fall away from this. 3 of them having to reconsider how they get back in on this site, because right now, OpTic are firmly in charge.
Lockdown comes through and actually going to pull out the Hunter's Fury here, so actually Marv on the back of it, going to find a kill.
Yeah, and now it's Les and Sassy. Map 1 in the balance already. Marv going to spot them on the cross, and Les actually finds Marv. Now they've got to know the Crashes was down below, but can they do anything to deal with him? Can they dig him out of this spot? FNS has been phenomenal this game, but he needs a little bit of it here. Again, trying to just get this one done. Victor delivers it. He delivers the second as well. It's 13-9.